Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
Hello, students. Welcome to History and Government Form 4. We are learning a topic, international relations. That is the topic we are handling. And specifically, we are looking at the international organizations. We are studying the second international organization, that is the Commonwealth. Initially, we have studied the different or the other international organization, which was the United Nations. We studied and learned how it was formed, its structure, the affiliated bodies, its performance, its how it has been able to achieve its objectives, and what are the challenges it has been facing. Going further, we started learning about the Commonwealth, and we defined the Commonwealth as an association of independent states who were former colonies or who are part of British colony. So that is the Commonwealth. We also looked at its formation. What are the major characteristics or the features of Commonwealth nations, and then the principles or the ideals that drive the Commonwealth. So in our lesson today, we are going to study the structure of the Commonwealth. That is what we are studying in our today's lesson, the structure of the Commonwealth, the organization. When you talk of the structure, is the substance, what encompasses, what makes up the Commonwealth. How does it operate? Is it similar to the United Nations? We are going to know in our today's lesson. So, to start us off is to mention that the Commonwealth has three principal organs. It has three principal organs. It has three principal organs, which are, number one, has three principal organs. Number one, it is the heads of state summit. And then number two, we have the secretariat. The secretariat as the second organ or arm. And then lastly, we have the ministerial meetings. Ministerial meetings. So these are the principal organs of the Commonwealth. Apart from the three principal organs, it also has some other specialized agencies. So it has some agencies. It has some agencies that help it in running its or its affairs. We are going to also study it. So in the structure of Commonwealth, we have three principal organs, which is the head of state summit. We have the ministerial meetings and also the secretariat. Those are the organs of the Commonwealth. So let us start with the first one, which is the heads of state summit. The heads of state summit. So remember, we said any member who was a colony of Britain is open to come and join the Commonwealth. So the Commonwealth brings together states or countries that were colonized or were dominions in the British Empire. So the heads of states summit is a meeting that brings together all heads of government. It brings all heads of government. Heads of government that are from member countries. So it could be a president, it could be a prime minister. Remember, different countries have different organizations. Like for example, in Kenya, you have a president. You have other nations which have prime ministers as the head of the country. So these heads of summit is where all the heads, whether you are the president or the prime minister, they come together in one meeting. So they meet after every they meet after every two years. They meet after every 2 years. So these heads of government come together after every 2 years. They have a meeting, and the summit is held in any of the member countries. It is rotational. It is not held in one place or in one nation. It is rotational. They go in different countries. So this year it could be held in Kenya. The other year it could be held in Tanzania. Not in Uganda. So you find that there are different areas or different countries where the summit is held. It's also opened. It is opened by the Queen. It is opened by the Queen or King of England. Remember, we said for these members of the Commonwealth, they pledge allegiance to the crown. That is the Queen. So the Queen is the head of the Commonwealth nation. So this summit is opened by the Queen. And also its functions is to they streamline or they discuss or they frame up policies that run the Commonwealth. So any policy concerning the Commonwealth countries is created by the heads of state summit. So when they come together to form different policies to manage their affairs as members of the Commonwealth organization. And also, apart from that, they discuss the political, the social and economic issues that are affecting member states. They discuss those issues that are affecting them as members of the Commonwealth. And now, when they are making a decision, when it comes to a decision making, they make decisions based on consensus. They make decisions based on consensus. They build consensus. That means that they agree amongst themselves. It's not a matter of voting. If there is an issue, they discuss until they come up with an amicable solution or a solution that is acceptable by all the members of the organization. So that forms the heads of state summit. I've said it brings together all the heads of state of the government, and also they meet after every 2 years, and it is rotational. They meet in different countries, and then the Queen is the head of the Commonwealth and opens he or she opens the summit. And also they have different functions. That is, they make the policies of Commonwealth nations, and also they discuss and make solutions on issues that are affecting them as the Commonwealth. So that is number one. Number two, let us discuss the next organ, which is the ministerial meetings. Ministerial meetings. So these ones brings together ministers. It brings together ministers from different countries. They involve ministers in the defense, ministers in the defense, ministers in the education sector, ministers in the health sector, ministers in the health sector, defense sector, the education sector, and also ministers from the foreign affairs. So ministers in these dockets from different countries come together and discuss issues affecting these ministries. What are the challenges? What are the problems that they are having? And then they exchange ideas. They exchange information. So that means they meet regularly. They have regular meetings. They have regular meetings. And oftenly, before the heads of states, or before this summit of the heads of states, you'll find that you'll have a ministerial meeting to make sure that if there are any issues that are supposed to be made, or there is a policy that is supposed to be made by the heads of states, the ministers will come together, discuss, right, and make recommendations that come to be discussed by or to be passed by the heads of state. So before we have a heads of state summit, the ministers will come together, meet and discuss. But in case there is something in between, they always meet every now and then to discuss common interests. So they have common interests. So each and every one of them, they discuss issues that are of interest, interest to them, common interest to them. So they meet every now and then, regularly, to discuss and forge a way forward concerning those dockets or those ministries. Now, that is the ministerial meetings. They meet each and every time. Now, we come to the other organ that is also very important. It's a very important organ of the Commonwealth, the secretariat. The secretariat. So this one is is involved with the day-to-day running of the Commonwealth or of the organization. So its headquarters is found in London, which is found in London. That is where we have the headquarters of the secretariat. Remember, we have said the secretariat is the body that is, or is the organ of the Commonwealth concerned with the day-to-day running of the organization. They are involved in running the matters each and every day that are required by the organization. It is headed by the secretary, general. It is headed by the secretary general, who is appointed from among the members. The secretary general has two deputies. He or she has two deputies, and he also has two assistants to help him in running the day-to-day affairs of the secretariat. So, what are the duties of the secretariat? What are its functions? The functions include, number one, as I've mentioned, the day-to-day running. Day-to-day running of the organization. They are involved with the day-to-day running of the organization. That means if there is any business to be conducted, It is the duty of the secretariat to make sure that that business has been conducted. How is it going to be conducted? Where is it going to be conducted? It is the duty of the secretariat to make sure that the organization is running. And then number two, it circulates. It is involved in circulation of information. Circulation of information among members. So if there is an issue to be discussed among member countries, it is the duty of the secretariat to pass around that information from one nation to the other. So if one nation has a problem or has an issue that requires the attention of the whole organization, it is the duty of the secretariat to pass around that information. Number three, the third function is to make sure that it encourages projects. It encourages projects. It encourages projects that are of benefit to the members. It encourages projects that are of benefit to the members. So if there is a project that is going to benefit Commonwealth nations, it is the duty of the secretariat to popularize that project and encourage the governments to invest or to adopt that project. So it takes care of its members. So if there is a good idea or a good project that is going to benefit any of the countries, it is the work of the secretariat to go and encourage the governments to help in or to engage in adopting that project. And then number four, it coordinates the businesses. It coordinates the business of the organization. It coordinates the business of the organization. That means every policy that has been made by the summit, it is the one that is able to make sure that it has been able to take place. It works, or it makes sure that each and every section of the organization is running. If each organization or each arm of the arm is supposed to do a specific task, it is the duty of the secretariat to make sure that those tasks are being adhered to, or the activities are being done in the manner they are supposed to be done. And then lastly, or the last function or duty of the secretariat, it organizes the heads of states summit. We said this is held after every 2 years. So it is the work of the secretariat to make sure that the summit is held. It organizes where that summit is going to be held. Remember, there are so many countries, more than 50 countries are supposed to be meeting at one place, and these are heads of state. So it is the work of the secretariat to make sure that the summit is held after every 2 years, and it decides where it is going, or it prepares the venue where they are going to hold that summit. So it is the duty of the secretariat to make sure that that summit has been held. So let us, we have looked at the 3 organs. Let us now take a look at the agencies. The agencies that are affiliated to the Commonwealth, or that are part of the Commonwealth. The first one is the Commonwealth Fund for Technical Cooperation. Number 1, it is the Commonwealth Fund for Technical. It is the Commonwealth Fund for Technical Cooperation. So this is an agency that is concerned with funding of projects in the Commonwealth countries, and also in training, organizing training programs for different sectors, and helping the member countries to be able to gain the right technical skills to run their programs. And also they provide experts to different nations. That is the Commonwealth Fund for Technical Cooperation. Number two, or the next agency, we have the Commonwealth Agricultural Bureau. Commonwealth Agricultural Bureau. This is another agency of the Commonwealth, and this is concerned with assisting the countries in agricultural production. It provides technical support to the members in terms of agricultural development. It provides research. It carries out research on different fields in agriculture to make sure that the countries or members of the Commonwealth have sufficient agricultural production. And then the other agency is the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. So this one brings together members of parliament from the nations that are affiliated or that are part of the Commonwealth. So they come together, discuss and share ideas of how to improve their debates, and also to make sure that they share how they can represent their people. And then lastly, we have the Commonwealth Regional Health Secretariat. Number 4, we have the Commonwealth Regional Health Secretariat. So this one works hand in hand with the World Health Organization of the UN to make sure that they can improve the health and hygiene of the members of the Commonwealth. So these are the agencies that work together with the organs of the Commonwealth to make sure that there has been the countries of the Commonwealth have interacted peacefully, and they are continuing to develop. Now, let me give you an exercise as we end our lesson. We have learned about the structure of the Commonwealth, the structure of the Commonwealth. And I believe now it's a good time that I give you a revision question. The question is, discuss the structure of the Commonwealth discuss the structure of the Commonwealth, outlining the major organs. Discuss the structure of the Commonwealth, outlining the major organs. So you should be able to discuss each and every organ of the Commonwealth and how they are formed, their membership and their function. So that brings us to the end of our history and government lesson today. I've been your teacher, Conan Gakure. Until the next time, bye-bye.